Well, that's it for the Frugal Gourmet. Welcome to KQED's Cooking Spectacular. As you know, every Saturday we are here for 2.5 hours in the morning, and again at a couple hours in the afternoon to bring you cooking shows that I know you've come to enjoy and love. My name's Peter Stein. I'm a producer here at KQED, and we're going to take this brief moment before we go to Jacques Pepin and today's Gourmet to let you know that it's time to remind you that these cooking shows, as well as all the other fantastic programming that you see on Channel 9, is here because of you. It's viewer-supported, membership-supported public television. So I want to encourage you to join us as a member of the KQED family by calling 864-1100 or toll-free 1-800-999-9902. I'll say that again, 864-1100 or toll-free 1-800-999-9902. It's your chance to let us know that this kind of programming is what you love to watch. It's a great companion to your Saturday morning activities around the house, in the garden. Even on a great day like today, I know it's really quite a lot of fun to watch Jeff Smith cooking fantastic recipes. He spent a lot of time here in the Bay Area, as you could tell with this last program. And in fact, we're happy to say that next time around, when Jeff Smith does a new series, KQED is going to be the station that is going to be presenting that as to the national audiences. That's because we've become known as cooking show producers and, of course, presenters. Now it's time for you to become family members with us. For a basic pledge of $35, you can become a partner in the kind of programming that you really have come to know and to trust. $35 gets you the basic membership, including the program guide and so forth, but we encourage you to pledge at even a higher level. And I'm joined in the studio by Greg Sherwood from our Audience Services Department, who's going to let you know not only how easy it is to pledge on your Discover card, but also some of the thank you gifts that we have that will encourage you, we hope, to join at an even higher level. Isn't that right, Greg? How are we doing over there?
I think that's right. I'm sitting here slightly choking to death in my apron. I was like, what is it? Hey, you know, I don't even have a kitchen within a country mile of me here, and I'm wearing this apron because I'm trying to cook up a little support for public broadcasting. Actually, I'm wearing this apron. Can you see the KQED there? It's right behind the phone number there. For a $60 membership, if you can call in today and show your support for public television at $60, you can get this marvelous, which will probably look better on you, apron. And it's got, the neat thing about it, it's got this pocket right here, and you can put things in it. You can mess it up. You can wash it. And when anybody comes over the house, they'll know you really became an expert in the culinary arts by virtue of your hours and hours of diligent watching of the Frugal Gourmet and Today's Gourmet and all the other great cooking shows we have here. We also have some other great things here, and that's all the people from Syntex who've taken their Saturday morning off to come and help you make the membership connection as easy as possible. All you have to do is dial 864-1100, get on the line with one of these nice people, and it'll take all of about 2 minutes. They ask you a couple of questions, ask you which one of the gifts you'd like, get your credit card number, and you're a member. That's as easy as it is. It's very simple. It's fun. It'll make watching the rest of the day and the rest of the year's programming that much more comfortable for you, because you will have said to yourself, you would have said to us, we enjoy this kind of programming, and frankly, it deserves your support. We don't get support from large commercial advertisers. We get support from people, one by one, people like you, reaching over the phone and saying, yeah, this is fun. I've learned some things. I enjoy this kind of programming. I want to participate. And, you know, if you can start at the $35 level, that's great. But at the $100 level, you can do yourself proud with this wonderful book, The Frugal Gourmet Cooks in 3 Ancient Cuisines. This is like graduate work in cooking. I think this is like, I think you get a PhD if you do this book. This is it right here. The Frugal Gourmet. It's China, Greece, and Rome in this book. I mean, this is, I remember I majored in economics. We had books this thick. So this is really, you come out of this thing, you probably need 2 or 3 aprons. And also, we've got another great book. Well, there you can see the book that we've got, the one I was just mentioning. That's for a $100 membership. And you put that on your credit card. It's just a way of us saying thank you. Thank you for supporting not only the cooking programs and things like that, but supporting all the things we do here on KQED to bring non-commercial public broadcasting into your life. Another one of the great books we have is The Frugal Gourmet Cooks American. It's Jeff Smith's tribute to Americana cooking. As he says, he's a great believer in cooking patriotism. So that's at the $75 level. So we've got gifts at the $75 level. At the $100 level, you can join at the simple $35 level. The important thing is to join. The important thing is to reach out, get over there, get to your phone, dial 864-1100, go through the rather simple process of becoming a member. And I can't tell you how important it is. We have aggressive goals when we do this. As you know, Peter, we come out to people periodically. We have a goal for this weekend. It's the way we make the money to survive, to keep doing this thing. It's very simple.
That's
but,
right.
But it's funny for people sometimes to go, why are you doing this weekend and not some other weekend? We need the money.
That's true. I mean, the money doesn't come from just anywhere. It does come from you. You are members. You are supporters. You know, as you saw at the beginning, at the end of Frugal Gourmet, that little logo came up saying that acquisition and broadcast of this program is made possible by the members of KQED. Well, sure enough, that's you. For the 1 out of 7 out of you that are members, you've realized that it's you who make the difference. And I can't stress that enough. It's kind of a community responsibility. We see things, you know, the disastrous finances in our state, in our schools, and so forth. But the fact is, public television is one of the few resources where you really own, you have the reins in your hands. By walking over to the telephone and making that call, 864-1100, you will reach one of our very friendly volunteers from Syntex Corporation, and they will take your pledge, and hopefully it will make you feel better for the rest of the year. Every time you turn on Channel 9 to watch Masterpiece Theater or Mystery or Nova or, of course, the cooking programs, you will know that you have played a part in bringing that into your living room. Now, of course, all of our thank you gifts, you think we've probably got a library of books here. Well, in fact, I do want to introduce you to a few more cooking books or guides that will give you that little extra incentive to give us a ring this morning. For a pledge of $60, you can get a wonderful book called he says, looking at it, Exploring the Best Ethnic Restaurants of the Bay Area. It's a very much behind-the-scenes insider's guide written by two of San Francisco's most well-known food writers, Frank Viviano and Sharon Silva, and they give you all the ins and outs of where to find fabulous ethnic cooking, including tips on marketing the way you saw Jeff Smith do when he visited the Mission District in the program that just came on. And in fact, there are a number of cooking books, including the Frugal Gourmet Cooks American, the Frugal Gourmet Cooks 3 Ancient Cuisines. Any of the cookbooks that you hear us offering, you can get in a combination for a $150 pledge. In other words, if you call in and say, I want to pledge $150, which really adds up to less than 50 cents a day, you can get any of the 2 cookbooks that we've suggested here today, including all the Frugal Gourmet books, the Jacques Pepin book, that program which is coming up very shortly in just a few minutes, the Ethnic Restaurant Guide. Any 2 books that you wish are yours for a $150 pledge. And if you're really in the mood to splurge, or at least to cook fantastic food, you can get 3 books for a pledge of $220. I mean, this sounds a little bit like a K-Tel ad saying, and there's more. But the fact is that we want to make it as easy as possible, as painless as possible, and certainly as delicious as possible for any of you members to make that pledge. Pick up the phone and give us a ring. It's easy to call toll-free if you're outside the Bay Area, and we know there are lots of you who tune into KQED from Mendocino County, Solano. We got a call this morning from Incline Village. We love you folks who are watching on cable systems all over the Northern California. It's easier for you to do it by calling 1-800-999-9902. I hear the phone's ringing, Greg. How are we doing with our volunteers from Syntex?
Actually, the phones were ringing there for a little bit, but there's plenty of people available, and we know you're out there. We don't get ratings like the big networks do when we run these cooking shows, but we know we have a lot of devoted weekly fans of this kind of programming, and what we're doing right now is simply saying, please, help continue this type of activity, this kind of programming that actually just does, I think it does a lot to enhance your life. It gives you the thrill of learning some things that perhaps you didn't learn when you were growing up in your own family on how to cook. It gives you some fun things you can do with your family and friends, different kinds of things to experience kind of the glories of different kinds of cuisine. We do this because we know you enjoy it. We've brought these people down here today to help make the transaction as easily as possible. You don't have to walk downtown. You don't have to take the bus anywhere. All you have to do is get on the hook, dial 864-1100, take about 2 minutes out of your day, and become a member of public television. And when you do this at the $100 level, you can see we've got that great book I was mentioning earlier about the ancient cuisines. It's Greece and Rome, and I can't see the China. I can't see. I know I can't. Very, very ancient book. It's so ancient I can't read the writing on the front. And for $75 membership, and you remember you can use your credit cards on that, you can get the Frugal Gourmet Cooks American. So that celebrates American cooking. And so whatever combination of books you'd like to get, or if you'd like to get the apron that they just showed or the one that I'm wearing at a $60 membership, what you're really doing is celebrating this kind of programming. You're saying yes to public television, and that's really what it's all about, Peter.
You're right, Greg, and in fact, I want to encourage people, even if you can't contribute at the 60 or 75 or 220 level, it's very important to even just make that basic pledge of $35. That's what we're counting on here, is those basic memberships. If you just watched the Frugal Gourmet program, you saw that a lot of it took place in San Francisco. He came here. We are really, of course, a food capital. And not only is San Francisco a food capital, but KQED has become preeminent in the public television system for presenting and producing public television cooking programs. In just 2 minutes, in fact, we're going to be going to a program that I was very happy to be involved with as the producer, a program called Today's Gourmet with Jacques Pepin. We did that right here in our own studios here at KQED, and it was your membership that made it possible for us to even think about becoming a producer at the national level. This program that's about to be seen is now being aired on 200 or 250 public television stations all around the country. And KQED's name and the members of KQED are known now as supporters of cooking programs. And it's only because you folks out there have said we love the cooking programs and they're important to us to get on a week in and week out. So we're encouraging you to give us a call. Call in for the Jacques Pepin cookbook. That's at a $75 pledge. You can get a thank you gift of all the recipes and instructions and techniques and tips that Jacques Pepin gives to you on the program that's just coming up in about a minute and a half, so stay tuned. Get your VCRs ready. And if you want to get both the Jacques Pepin Today's Gourmet book and, of course, any of the other cookbooks we've mentioned, you can get 2 of them for a pledge of $150. The important thing, again, is make the basic membership for $35. There are about 250,000 people all around Northern California who have known that it's important to become members of KQED. You will feel wonderful at the end of this fantastic day if you've made that pledge. And I must admit that one of the really nice things about a $35 basic membership is that you get our program guide, which is called Fine Tuning. So you will know on a week-in and week-out basis, day in and day out, which of your programs are going to be coming on. It gives you descriptions and interviews with some of the people who are responsible for the programs, as well as the talent. It's one of the ways that we include you, in fact, on becoming a member of KQED. Do it. Enjoy the Jacques Pepin show. We'll be here. And happy cooking to you out there. My name's Peter Stein. I'm a producer here at KQED and had the great privilege of producing the program you just watched, Today's Gourmet. Jacques has become a great friend of KQED and sends along his personal request that you join the 250,000 members of KQED in supporting public television by becoming a member of KQED. We were thrilled to be able to produce that program, and we're here in the studio breaking in just for a few minutes before we go to Yan Can Cook to let you know that it's up to you to continue your support of public television and the great cooking shows that come your way. The number to call is 864-1100, and I want to make sure you know that you can get all of the recipes that Jacques Pepin prepares in the program Today's Gourmet by giving us a ring and pledging a membership of $75. We will be happy to send along to you this really nice book, which includes, I think, 16 pages of color photographs and well over 100 recipes, including all of the ones that you just saw in the program in which he made those fantastic sandwiches. A $75 pledge gets you that the Jacques Pepin Today's Gourmet book. You can pledge on your Visa or MasterCard or Discover card. The important thing is, give us a ring and let us know that these kinds of cooking programs are important to you in your day. Every Saturday we bring you 2.5 hours of programs in the morning and again in the afternoon, programs that we know enlighten you, educate you, and I'm sure whet your appetite. I started getting very, very hungry watching that pan banya, you know, that sort of bathed bread that he pressed down. It's funny, when we taped them here in the studio, and he told us, well, I usually weight that down not with a brick but with 2 six-packs of beer. We thought, well, perhaps we'll be a little bit more generic and use a brick on the program. The important thing is, though, that you join KQED either at the $35 level, that's our basic membership, or if you can pledge some more, great. Call us in 864-1100 or toll-free 1-800-999-9902 and let us know that these kinds of programs are important to you. Greg Sherwood is here with me from the Audience Services Department of KQED. You're with our wonderful volunteers, and you've got some other thank you gifts for us, I think, Greg.
Oh, I do indeed, Peter. I'm very jealous. You know, Peter is actually the producer of the show we just watched, so he gets to go. Imagine that was the way you made your living. You got to produce these great cooking shows. It's surprising he doesn't weigh 300 pounds. But if he did, he wouldn't be able to fit into this marvelous apron that I'm wearing. That you can't see it, but it says KQED on it. And if you join right now at the $60 level, you can get this apron as a thank you gift from us. It's our way to say thank you, and it'll remind you that you've taken the time and made the investment in supporting public television and supporting the whole idea of this kind of non-commercial broadcasting. I can't tell you how simple it is to do. You can see it right there. It says KQED, and it's right in a little pocket thing. And the neat thing about the pocket, you can put all sorts of things in there. I wouldn't put eggs or anything like that, but it's great for cooking books. In fact, the one that I've got in there right now is a book that we put together with our Focus magazine friends, exploring the best ethnic restaurants in the Bay Area. This would be a gift that we'd give to you at the $60 membership level. This is a delightful book. Our Focus magazine folks are really known for hunting out all the great restaurants throughout the Bay Area, and this book is filled with all their finest finds. All sorts, Vietnamese, Korean, Greek, Caribbean, African, regional specialties. This is a delightful guide. If you don't want to spend all of your time cooking and would occasionally like to go out and see how the pros are doing it, this is the best single book you could have for finding your way around San Francisco Bay Area's fine restaurants. So that's at the $60 level. Also at the $60 level is this wonderful apron that I'm wearing. But the important thing is, even if you come in at just the $35 level, the important thing is to make the connection, because it really doesn't happen without you. The shows come in day after day, week after week, and you probably watch them, as many people do, and think, well, I guess they know there's money making this thing happen because they've never sent me a bill. It doesn't work that way. We need your help. You are the people that make this happen, and it's kind of television on the honor system. We need you to make the connection. We've made it as easy as possible with our friends here from Syntex. Are right on the line. It'll take you about 2 minutes, and they're pepped up and ready to go just like I am, because we've been drinking Pete's coffee all morning. And I don't normally drink caffeinated coffee, and Pete's makes one darn good cup of coffee. And so we're ready to get you through the pledge process. I usually say it takes a minute. On Pete's coffee, I think it takes about 37 seconds. But we wash it down with a Susan's muffins, so that slows you down a little bit. Now, Peter, I see you've gotten tremendously jealous and got your own apron.
Well, after the implication that, in fact, I had gained 250 pounds during the production of Today's Gourmet, I do have to prove that, in fact, it does come in a size that does fit me. In fact, because that program was about light and healthy cooking, I even lost weight during that program, but that's because they worked us so hard. The fact is that Jacques Pepin chose to work with KQED because he knew the reputation that we had, not just as a producer of public television, but also because he knew that we are one of the strongest supported public television stations in the country. We are thrilled to be able to count 250,000 of you out there as our members. That means it's your neighbors, it's your family members who don't tell you that they support Channel 9. It's you if you've been a member before but have let your membership lapse. That's okay. We're inviting you now. We don't do this that often. I mean, we had a pledge-free March. We told you a lot about that. We had one brief weekend in April and another one this weekend now, just to let you know that it's easy now to call with our volunteers who are here. The numbers are on your screen. You can get those cookbooks, but whatever you do, make that initial commitment that says, I am the supporter of public television. It's a community resource, and we see all these horrible things happening with our schools and our libraries and state budgets. The fact is, public television is a community resource that you control the reins of. You, by becoming a member, can vote for our board of directors. You can, in fact, by calling in breaks like this, say, I love cooking shows, and keep bringing them to me. It's very important that you just make that call, even if it's at the $35 membership. We love that. You can see that we've also given you a kind of package deal. If you want to get the Today's Gourmet cookbook, plus one of the Frugal Gourmet cookbooks that we offered you earlier, any of the cookbooks that you've heard us talk about today, including Martin Yan's Everybody's Walking and A Walk for All Seasons, any 2 cookbooks for $150, or any 3 cookbooks for $220. That's the deal we've offered you today. It's basically our way of encouraging you, and we hope 75 of you will call in during this break. We're going to be going to Martin Yan in just a few minutes, And that's another program, of course, produced right here at KQED. If 75 of you can call in during this break, we will have met our goal, and that guarantees us that you, in fact, support these cooking shows. Greg, how are we doing over there? We see all of our hard-working volunteers.
You're right. And actually,
away.
The phones have been ringing. I feel a little bit better, but there's still plenty of phones available, plenty of people here available to help you make the membership connection. You know, it's fun being over here, wearing my apron, looking like I'm supposed to be cooking something. I'm doing a heads of Syntex lettuce here. Our friends from Syntex busily on the phone. And, you know, I look at the little forms that they fill out when you call up, and you realize, you know, we're in San Francisco, but we really serve the whole Bay Area, and all you have to do is stand right here and realize we get calls from Danville, from Morgan Hill, from Richmond, from Carmel Valley, from Novato, from Concord. We have friends throughout Northern California that help make this kind of programming available. So it's really up to you. If you receive the show, if you enjoy the show, if you depend on public television, Channel 9, to brighten your day, to enlighten you a little bit, you really have to help us out. And we try to make it as convenient as possible. And this is a very fun, easy way to do it. And I think that the gifts are a delightful way to do it. They're our way of saying thank you. It's clearly not a one-for-one transaction. We just give them to you to say thank you, to remind, so when it comes on your doorstep, you go, that's right, I'm supporting public television, and now I'll finally be able to try some of these Jacques Pepin recipes out on my own. Although I'm the kind of person that loves to watch cooking shows and never cooks, because I just find them fascinating that somebody's that good at what they do. So regardless of your reason for watching and enjoying them, the important thing is you make the membership connection. And that, you know, the combination, as you can see up on your screen right now, for a $150 membership, you can get that great combination. For $220, you can get any 3 of the books that Peter and I have been talking about. And I guess you also get the apron with that one too, Peter. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
It's in the picture there. I'm not sure if we get it. Oh, you do. Oh, well, that's a deal. Sign me up for that one. You get the cookbooks and the apron.
I think even the most novice chef will be enticed to start out. And I must say that having not had a lot of experience with gourmet cooking before producing this program, I have now taken home the Jacques Pepin cookbook, and in fact am cooking almost the way Jacques does at home, because the recipes actually are not that difficult. Again, it's $75 in order for us to send you home with the Today's Gourmet Cookbook. It's really quite a delightful book, and includes a lot of Jacques' tips and techniques, sort of tricks of the trade that he's learned in his 35 years as a professional chef. The important thing, as we keep reiterating, is that you become a member. That we asked if 75 of you could call in during this break. We've gotten about 20 calls so far, 20 new members, which is fantastic. That means just 55 of you need to call in to put us over the edge. And in the few minutes left before the Martin Yan show comes on, I think we can do it. I want to remind you, though, that the basic membership of $35 gets you every month our programming guide, which is called Fine Tuning. And that will allow you to keep track of all the fantastic programs that come your way on a daily basis on public television, commercial-free. This is probably, I will acknowledge it, what you're watching right now, the pledge breaks, is probably the most painful part of public television. We all know it. We all say we don't really like it, but the fact is it is our only chance to remind you that this is viewer-supported, not just viewer-supported, but member-supported public television. We're a community resource that we think you can make an investment in. So do it now. You'll feel good the rest of the day. At the $35 membership, you get fine-tuning, and of course we've got all the wonderful thank you gifts to encourage you to pledge at a higher level. The most important thing, though, is that you become one of the people who says, I support KQED, and give us a call now to let us know that you support the cooking shows. Now, I don't know, Greg, whether you have managed to overcome your wonderful sugar fix with Suzanne's muffins and the caffeine fix with our Pete's coffee, but how are we doing over there?
Well, it seems like it's propelling us along. It's giving us just the energy we need. A good Suzanne's muffin and a couple of shots of Pete's coffee. Those are the other kind of members of the community. It's people like Pete's and Suzanne's muffins who come in another way and help with in-kind donations to bring this type of an event about. And we need all the help we can get, frankly, and it's great fun to have people out in the community like that do come in periodically and help us. But the important connection is the connection you make with us. And that connection is made one call at a time. We have 250,000 members, but they didn't all call at once. They didn't all wake up one morning and say, let's start supporting public television. For the over 35 years we've been in business, it's happened phone call by phone call, because somebody's finally said, you know, they're right. I enjoy this kind of programming. And frankly, if you didn't watch public television, I wouldn't ask you to support it. But if you do watch it, if you think back over the last week and say, geez, you know, over the last month, there are 2 or 3 or a half dozen times I really look forward to watching something on public TV, we'd just like you to say, yeah, I'll give you $35 a year for the privilege. I mean, it's that simple, Peter.
That's right. That $35 membership adds up to just about 10 cents a day. And when you think of what kind of return on investment you get when you watch programs like Mystery and Masterpiece Theater and Nova and, of course, the cooking shows and our own homegrown favorites, Martin Yan, who I know a lot of you are tuning in to see. Martin was discovered by us as a sort of a backup chef on a TV show in Canada. We brought him into the Bay Area, and obviously he's become a national favorite. You can get his book, his new book, which is the companion book to the series that we're about to run now, which is called Everybody's Walking. That is also available for a $75 pledge. And, of course, any of those combinations of books are available to you. The important thing is, give us a call. We're coming into the Martin Yan Can Cook show. Enjoy it, and we'll be here taking your calls. Become a member of KQED. And so can you. Welcome back to KQED, our cooking festival here on Saturday morning. We are here taking a brief break between the Yan Can Cook program and the next cooking show up, which is the Travel and Gourmet, to let you know that it's up to you, our members, to call in and give us a pledge that says, I love the cooking shows and I want them to stay here. Hi, I'm Peter Stein. I'm a producer here at KQED, and I'm going to encourage you to give us a ring now. In this break, we would love to get 75 members, new members or renewed members, to call in and become new members or renewed of KQED. The numbers are 864-1100, or you can call toll-free 1-800-999-9902. I've got a very important announcement to make, and that is during this break, which is only going to be a little over 10 minutes, during this break, if 10 of you call in at a membership level of $100 or more, we have received a generous matching grant from Toshiba America MRI, who have generously agreed to match any pledge of $100 up to $1,000. So in other words, if at least 10 of you call in, you will get double the value of that membership, because we will be able to get a matching grant from Toshiba America MRI. And to sweeten the pot even a little bit more, if you do call in with a $100 pledge, we can send along to you as a thank you gift a video cassette of Martin Yan's Chinese favorites. These are recipes that he has not prepared on any of his public television series, and they include 5 terrific recipes, including mandarin orange cashew chicken, glazed tea-flavored pork ribs, sweet and sour fish rolls, black pepper beef stir-fry, God, that sounds wonderful, and finally spicy chicken wings. That's for a $100 pledge. We will send along to you the VHS video cassette of Martin Yan's Chinese favorites, and you will get the benefit of having your pledge matched by Toshiba America MRI. So the idea is here to create a whole synergy between you as our members, our corporate supporters out in the community, and of course the people at KQED who bring you the wonderful programs day in and day out that you've come to enjoy. 864-1100 is the number, and I want to remind you that if you don't want to pledge $100, that's fine. The basic membership level is $35. The important thing is to make those telephones ring. I hear a very, very strange silence. An oxymoron, I suppose. I don't hear a silence. I don't hear phones ringing. Thank you. Not planned, I assure you. The critical thing is make that pledge. We know it's a beautiful day out in the Bay Area, but public television is a public resource, and it's up to you to let us know that these kinds of programs are important to you. I'm pleased to be joined here in the studio by Greg Sherwood from our Audience Services Department. We've been here all morning with our cooking festival, and you're there with some very handsome volunteers.
Exactly, Peter. I was just wondering, it's such a nice day. You know that the people that are watching right now are real cooking fanatics, people that really enjoy the art of fine cuisine. So we know you're out there, we're here, and what we'd like you to do is help celebrate the whole idea of this kind of programming by becoming a member. Then I guess there's another group that could be out there, sun-sensitive people. Could also be standing in the shade of their living room watching television. It's all the same to us. The important thing is to make the membership connection. And, you know, one more of the many, many thank you gifts that we have is Everybody's Walking. This is Martin Yan's book. This actually has, am I right, Peter? This has all of the recipes that we're seeing in the show today?
That is right. All the recipes from the current series that's on the air, including one you just saw, Cooking Under the Stars.
And that's right. And this will be This is for a membership level of $75, as you can see on your screen. It's really a delightful book, and as I was flipping through it, I am no gourmand for sure, but actually the way it's written and the way it's organized makes me feel like even I, perhaps after watching a couple of Martin's shows, and with the help of this book, I might be able to whip together a pretty wonderful meal. So if you've been kind of getting a hankering by watching these shows of getting involved in some Asian cooking, this could be the best gift you could give yourself after you give us the gift of your membership by becoming a member at the $75 level. The important thing, as Peter was saying before, is regardless of the membership level, whether you start at our basic level of $35 or you go up to $75 or at some of the higher levels that we offer with some of the other thank you gifts, including the delightful apron that I'm wearing. I don't wear this around normally. I'm only when I'm cooking up a recipe for success for PBS, which would be mixing your telephone with the numbers 864-1100 and getting you to talk to one of our delightful volunteers here from the Syntex Corporation who have taken their day off from the sun and helping us make the membership connection as easy as possible for you. Most of the days throughout the year, we do not intrude upon our programming with advertising, with commercial messages that are very typical of the major networks. We just come to you periodically like this because, frankly, this is the only way it works, Peter. It's hard to believe, but we give the product away for free, and then we ask people out of the kindness of their own hearts to say, yeah, I'll help you guys out.
Isn't that, it's a strange kind of antiquated trust that happens in public television, where we basically give the programs, as Greg was saying, give them over the air for free, and then we rely on you to understand that it's sort of a community responsibility for people to come and dig deep or even dig shallow, dig to whatever level feels okay, into your pockets, and to make possible the programs that you see on day in and day out basis on public television. Commercial-free, and that is really something that we begin to take for granted when we watch public television. These interruptions, the pledge breaks, are of course something of an annoyance, and we all acknowledge that, but they only come to you a couple of times a year, and usually in short enough bursts so that it's not too bad. But that's the only price that you really pay for what is educational, entertaining, informative, and usually very delicious food. Speaking of delicious, we do have one more cooking show program coming up in just a few minutes, The Traveling Gourmet. And you've heard us talk a lot about the thank you gifts. If you want to order any of them in combination, we have package deals for you. Any two of the books that you've heard us explain about today, Martin Yan's A Walk for All Seasons, or the Guide to Ethnic Restaurants in the Bay Area, the Jacques Pepin book, we'll send along any two of those to you for a pledge of $150, or any three for a pledge of $220. Obviously, we can make as many deals as we can think of to try to make it sweet for you to join us as a member. Really, it's a community resource, and I joined cable television myself about a year ago in order to get better reception here in San Francisco, and something that it seems to be the case for a lot of people, and I sort of felt the same way when I first got cable, was that it felt when I paid my cable dues to the company that in a way I was paying for television, and that would sort of take care of my public television membership. Well, the fact is that KQED receives not one single dime of any membership fees that you may pay to your cable company. That's just the allocation fee that they get for bringing you the cable signal. So it's critical to know that when you pay your cable company, you are not paying for public television. There's still the viewer-supported, member-supported needs that we here at KQED ask you to remember during these pledge periods. So give us a call. If we make it easy for you, do it on your MasterCard, your Visa card, or your Discover card. The critical thing is to pledge even at the basic membership level of $35. Greg, how are you doing over there with the volunteers?
We're doing okay, but it seems like it's a little slow here. I know it's a beautiful morning, but for those of you that are watching, it only takes each one of you to make the decision to become a member. And remember, as Peter pointed out at the beginning of this brief break, we have a delightful opportunity for those of you who could afford to become a member right now at a $100 level. The folks at Toshiba America MRI are going to match your donation of $100 or more up to $1,000. So we'd like to get some people to call at that level right now, because that's a delightful challenge, I think, from Toshiba America. They are essentially going to double the value of your membership to us this morning if you can join us at the $100 or higher level. So that's great. That's just Toshiba America MRI is just one of the many companies that helps us out pretty much on a daily basis, and they certainly help a lot when we're doing these kind of events, like Pete's Coffee has helped us out, Suzanne's Muffins has helped us out. They're all members of the Northern California community that have said, yes, I believe in public television. I want to keep public television commercial-free. I want to keep it coming with its hours and hours of delightful programming, like the cooking shows we're enjoying this morning, the children's shows we enjoyed even earlier this morning, the entertainment shows, the current affairs. It all comes to you day after day because people like you participate one at a time. You dial 864-1100 and you become a member. It seems so simple sometimes. I imagine some people sit out there and go, oh, there's 5 million people in the Bay Area. They'll help out. It doesn't work that way. It works, and it has worked for 35 years because each person that can say to themselves, I really like this kind. When you think about everything else that's on television that you find time to watch, if you're finding you're turning to Channel 9 more than once or twice a week, that's really the time you should be considering making this kind of commitment. And we can't go and haul you in one by one. We can only come to you and say, hey, geez, that's the deal. We want you. We've made it as easy as possible with these people here. The phone number is 864-1100. We've got all these delightful gifts, like the apron that you see on your screen right now. It's $60. I'm wearing one. I'll probably never get a chance to cook in it, but it is kind of fun to carry around. You put all sorts of things in that pocket, and it reminds yourself that, yes, I do support public television, and you support people like Peter's efforts to make more of these cooking shows. Peter, right? I mean, that really does help a little bit.
It does, in fact. I mean, we're able to gauge the support of the viewership for cooking programs like the ones that we bring you every Saturday morning and every Saturday afternoon by the number of calls we get during these breaks. The fact is, if you watch cooking shows and you like them, there's no way for us to really know that unless you call in. We do not pay lots of money in order to gauge the ratings and demographics and so forth. We leave that up to the commercial stations to do because that they count on that sort of, viewer by viewer information, and then they charge the appropriate rates to their advertisers. We are advertiser-free, so it's not that we're not concerned about the ratings, but the fact is we don't pay out our membership money to get the ratings. We rely on the calls that come in during breaks like this to let us know, wow, these cooking shows are important, or Nova is important, or Masterpiece Theater, or whatever program you find valuable. So I might encourage those of you who are calling in to become members or to renew your memberships, let the volunteer who answers the phone know, let that person know what programs you support on KQED. That is our way of knowing what it is that's valuable to you. And it's again, a direct voice that you as the viewer have in the programming that comes into your living room. Whether your kids watch it, whether there are older people in your audience who enjoy programs that we bring you, like the science and nature programs, travel, Nova, the exploration programs, whether it's the repeat of I, Claudius, which is going to be coming up next weekend that I know a lot of people have been looking forward to, one of the great classics of public television. Whatever those programs are, it's time to realize that, in fact, we can't take them for granted. They're programs that come because you not only vote for them with your viewership, but pay for them as well. And it's really quite an incremental fee that you pay. 864-1100 is the number, and 1-800-999-9902 is the toll-free number for all of our friends outside of the 415 area code. I know many of you are tuning in or waiting, in fact, to watch the Traveling Gourmet, and that book, or the companion cookbook to that, is available, of course. Anytime we've got a cooking show, you know there's going to be a book available which has all the recipes. So that book is available also for a $100 pledge. And with that $100 membership during this break alone, we can have that pledge matched by the folks at Toshiba America MRI, who have generously said that the first 10 people who call in with $100 pledges will have that pledge matched, and KQED can double the value of that membership. So make that commitment to your own public television station. KQED responds to your calls. And Greg, I know that one of the things that we send out for a basic membership is our fine-tuning guide, and I see you have a copy of that right there.
That's right here. For even the basic membership of $35, what you get on a monthly basis is San Francisco Focus magazine. And in the back of San Francisco Focus magazine is fine-tuning, a guide to all the programming for the entire month. You can see on the cover here is I, Claudius, the Masterpiece Theater, marvelous program that was shown a number of years ago that's coming back. That comes to you at every level of membership at $35 and above. Just another way that we like to make the connection between you and public television. It's up to you to make it happen. We're back. We've just finished up a whole morning of delightful cooking shows with Mike Kalina, and they come to you every weekend. You know, maybe you think thanks to KQED, but really it isn't thanks to KQED, Channel 9. It's thanks to you, the members of KQED. You're the people that make the programming happen here, and what we're going to do before we go on to our next show this morning is help you make that connection. We want to give you a few minutes to dial 864-1100 and say yes to this kind of programming. And if you were just watching the Traveling Gourmet, Mike's got a book on his recipes, and for a $100 membership, we'd like to send you that book as a thank you for participating in the marvelous idea that only becomes a reality if you become a member, and that's public television. Whether it's cooking shows or children's shows, it only happens if you make the membership connection. 864-1100 is the number to call, and you can call at $35 or you can call it $100 and get the book that I just mentioned. Or I'm here with John Abbott this morning. John's just bopped in, and we've got a lot of different books. If you people like cooking, this is the place to come. This is the morning. This is the moment to become a member.
And this is actually our last opportunity to ask you around the cooking shows to find out if you're a cooking show fan, to figure out if we can make you a member of KQED. It's a wonderful opportunity for you to express your support of this part of KQED's programming. Now, a basic membership in KQED is just $35. You could also pledge $60. That might be $5 a month on a MasterCard, Visa, or Discover card. How about $75? Whatever you can afford, we need to have your vote of confidence that this is the kind of television that you appreciate, because it's really only found here at Channel 9, your public TV station. But we've got a number of wonderful thank you gifts we'd like to let you know about. I've got a stack of them, so we're going to run through them fairly quickly. If you give us a call, one of our great volunteers can tell you about them. We have an opportunity for you to have any 2 of the books that we're offering for a pledge of $150. You can also have any 3 of the books for a pledge of $220. So that's great. And you also see the KQED apron there. That can be one of the 3 elements in a package that comes to you with our thanks for your pledge of $220. Remember, though, a basic membership in KQED is just $35. Pledge what you can. Perhaps become a monthly supporter of KQED by putting $5 a month on a credit card, MasterCard, Visa, or Discover card. But among the books that we're offering this morning, Jacques Pepin's Today's Gourmet book. We also have A Walk for All Seasons, Martin Yan's book with recipes. But here's something a little bit different, the San Francisco Focus Ethnic Restaurant Guide, the guide to ethnic dining throughout the Bay Area. That can be yours as part of one of those packages. We have other books from Martin Yan. We also have books from Jeff Smith, The Frugal Gourmet, Cooking 3 Ancient Cuisines, and also The Frugal Gourmet Cooks American. A wonderful selection of books and the KQED apron that can be yours. If you call us now, take a few minutes from a glorious day. You've been enjoying some fine public television. Right now, 2 minutes of your time can ensure KQED's future, because we've got your investment, your membership, your support of quality programs. Greg, I know we've also, every month, are delivering a program guide to our members and San Francisco Focus Magazine.
We do all that for $35?
Yeah, for $35.
I think we've made a big mistake here. This is entirely too many things to give to people for only $35. You think about it, because I bet most of the people that are watching right now, if they watch the cooking shows, if they tune in Thursday night for Mystery, if they tune in Sunday night for Masterpiece Theater once in a while, if they catch McNeil Lear or Wall Street Week, there's an awful lot of things that we're putting out to the community that I think people probably watching right now enjoy. And so really the transaction is an important one and really a great value. And you're right. I mean, getting the magazine is a wonderful opportunity. It lets you know what's coming up a full month in advance. So that can be a delightful help in planning your viewing throughout the month. If you found that public television here on Channel 9 is the channel you are going back to time and time again for entertainment, for information, for educational, enlightening programming, we're asking you right now to make the connection that makes it all possible, and that's dialing you do that by dialing 864-1100 and becoming a member. And if you do that even at just the $35 level, you get every month, as John was saying, our Focus magazine, which has within it our fine-tuning guide, which tells you all about the programming, gives you articles, can fill you in on about a lot of details you might ask, particularly very important, John, as you know, it gives you a repeat schedule. So people can know where the shows are coming up again if you missed one or wanted to see it again or wanted to turn a friend onto it. That's the whole idea. We try to make, with our membership relationship, we try to make the connection that is critical to our success. It's been critical for over 35 years. You know it better than I do.
It has a lot to do with commitment. We talk about our commitment. It starts with our commitment to bring you the best television we can, our commitment on a daily basis to bring you programs, cooking programs, mysteries, current affairs, documentaries, McNeil Lehrer, Nova, Masterpiece Theater. Think about the quality programs that every day are available to you, commercial-free, uninterrupted. That's our opportunity, our commitment to you. Well, what we're asking you to do now is to make a commitment to us, to help fund public television, to make your commitment as a community resident to support your community's public television station. We take a great deal of pride in the number of people in our community, individuals and families who are supporting KQED right now. We'd like to ask you to join them. Or perhaps if you're already a member and would like to make an additional gift in support of the cooking programs or the nature program, which is about to come up, let us know now. We do, Greg, have a goal of 75 calls. We build our membership and our support and our income that pays for programs call by call. And we need your phone call if we're to reach our goal of 75. And Greg, I see we've heard from 14 of our friends thus far, and we do have those great packages of cooking books.
As you can see on the screen right now, for $220, you can get any 3 of the things that John and I have been talking about, and kind of, it's just a gift to yourself, really. It's a small way that we can say thank you for doing something that, frankly, you don't have to do. You can sit there and keep watching the shows on Channel 9 and not pay for them. Someday, if we go away because the support erodes, maybe you'll be sorry. We want to avoid that from happening. So the idea here is to say, yes, if you can sit there right now and say to yourself, you're right, Greg, I do watch, a couple hours of your programming a week. I love the cooking shows. I love the nature shows. I should really participate. Maybe you were a member 2 or 3 years ago. If you're a member, you'd be getting Fine Tuning or Focus Magazine. If you're not getting that now, that means you're no longer a member. Your membership lasts only for a year. And that's the good news. For the $35 membership or the $220 membership, you are a member for a full year. The whole idea is to keep this type of non-commercial broadcasting on the air. We've got a lot of volunteers here from the Syntex Corporation who are sitting there quietly, and that's not much fun when you've taken the weekend off on such a beautiful day. They've come down here to show their kind of community support as a corporation in our area. They believe in public television, and they'd like to make it as easy as possible for you to make that important move.
It certainly is easy to do. We mentioned memberships at the $35 level, the $60 level, the $120 level. You can put it on a MasterCard, Visa, or Discover card. You can do it in installments of $5 or $10 a month and know that you're a member of KQED, a supporter of the programs you appreciate. And one of the things that we'd like to stress to you today is that you're making an investment. You're helping us provide you even better television next year. If you enjoyed the Civil War this year, if you enjoyed The Astronomers, think ahead with us to the wonderful fall season that we'll have available for you. We have a great program on childhood and child development coming up in the fall we're very excited about. We have programs coming up about new cooking programs. We have new Novas coming to you. It's an investment. We can provide you with an exciting new season, but we do that with individual contributions. So what we'd like you to do right now is to make an investment. But we don't really know who you are. We know you're out there, but we don't know who you are until you pick up the phone, give us your name, address, and the level of your pledge, and bring you into the KQED family. Help us find out who you are. Help us make that connection, bringing you into our family by spending 2 minutes on the phone right now. We know it's a glorious day, but think of the days that you've enjoyed KQED and take 2 minutes before perhaps you're heading out to see friends or to have a picnic or to visit relatives, to enjoy the day. Take 2 minutes with us. Reassure us that you're a member of KQED and support the programs you appreciate.
You're right. I was thinking about when I was talking about the volunteers from Syntex who are down here today, and we're asking all the people to become members. We've got other people to help us out, too, like Shasta Beverage Company. They come in on their own dime and bring us loads and loads of soft drinks, so all the volunteers here on what's becoming an increasingly warm day can wet their whistle. And they do that because they believe in public television. So the idea here is to say, yeah, I watch it, but to really believe in it, you got to support it, and that's what we're asking you to do. And as you can see, you can make the transaction, make the membership connection on your Visa, your MasterCard, your Discover card. We make it very easy. You can do it on a monthly installment plan. You can get some of these great gifts, but the whole idea is to do it, and it really happens one person at a time. Everybody's vote is important. That's really, people sometimes you think, geez, I'm powerless to make some change. You can make a difference in public television.
Perhaps you don't feel that we need you. An anecdote I like to offer to friends when they become members is I was in a bookstore last week, and I went looking for a book that a friend had recommended and that I had read a chapter of and enjoyed. And I went to find it. And the bookstore owner told me that it was out of print, that there weren't enough people in the audience for that book who were buying it to support its printing. So that book has virtually disappeared. I need now to search it out in used bookstores and hope that I can find a copy. Well, right now, you can make sure that you're in the audience, that we can count you amongst our supporters so that we know that you'll make sure that public television stays in print, stays in circulation. We need to know that you're there, that this kind of television is worth your support, because without it, we go out of print. There's not the money that we need to invest in the very best television we can. When you read about the fall season on the commercial television networks and you hear about perhaps some of your favorite programs being canceled because there isn't enough audience or because it didn't appeal to the largest number of people, think about the investment you can make right now by offering your membership, taking a step out through your phone, making a connection with us to ensure that the programs that you appreciate are around, that they stay in circulation. It was a message that struck home for me because we really need to invest in those things around us that mean something to us, and that's all we're asking you to do.
John, I got to tell you, we've just made it really easy. This cute little monkey, can you believe it? We're about to see a show called Baby Monkey Goes to School, which is a real delightful, wonderful, you'll see it, if you watch it, it's heart-tugging, it's a tearjerker, this is a delight. Imagine being some kids in a school that have a little monkey come to school with them. Well, that's what we're going to see, and we're actually, to celebrate that show, giving away our own little monkey, cute little guy, lots of fur, and this is for a $60 membership. Another little way we can say thank you. You can become a member, and maybe you can have this sent to you for the $60 membership and give it to your children or your grandchild and remind them and remind yourself of the commitment you've made to public television. This is, I may keep this one, John. It's very, very adorable.
It's actually just $5.
No, it's not. That's right.
It's actually just $5 a month on the installment plan, so perhaps, again, as I mentioned earlier, think about becoming a monthly supporter of KQED by pledging on a Visa, MasterCard, or Discover card and offering your support for nature programs, for the full lineup of programs that are available to you and to other families throughout the Bay Area.
You know what, John? I've made a terrible mistake. I have not watched enough of the nature programs there. This is not a baby monkey. We're seeing a show about a baby monkey. This is a baby gorilla.
Right.
It's so embarrassing, but when they don't have clothes on, it's really hard to tell.
I didn't want to embarrass you.
Yeah, right, really. You knew, didn't you? You were going to let me live the rest of my life. This is a baby gorilla. You don't want this to grow up because they get mean later on, I understand. But at any rate,
well,
while
a striking
it's still a child,
likeness, a striking likeness to
I know, really,
a little smaller than.
Well, I know, the gorillas, we're all primates when you really look at it from a distance.
That is true.
The important thing is all the primates that are near their phones right now should make the membership connection with public television. Dial 864-1100 and become a member. And whether you do it at the $60 level and get this cute little teeny gorilla, or do it and get some of the cooking show books, or start at the $35 level and just say, yeah, I just want to join and get the magazine and say I participate.
Greg,
that's the important thing.
Is that for primates or for former primates? I mean, are we leaving this open for everybody?
Well, I think it's everybody. Frankly, if I remember correctly, my primate anthropology class, we are primates. We've evolved. We're up the food chain slightly, but one could argue we're not that far off. And I think when you watch this show that's coming up, Baby Monkey Goes to School, you're going to see that we're pretty close to right down there with them. So that's part of the fun of watching public TV. You learn these type of things. You're just not going to find out on some of the other stations, you know?
Well, it's easy to become a member of KQED. Remember that if you can get the monkey for a pledge of...
Gorilla, John, gorilla.
Sorry, gorilla. For a pledge
We're going to clear this up in the next show.
We will. We'll have a better shot at it next time. But you can get the gorilla for a pledge of $60, and a basic membership is just $35. We'll be here to take your call as you enjoy quality public television. Thanks all of you who have called.